Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Join the Patreon to vote for Rengoku or Zenitsu from Demon Slayer, and like and subscribe for more really good friends next time you play. Maybe. Today we're building Kilua from Hunter x Hunter, the most talented assassin in a family of legendary assassins. Considering how absurd power levels get in Hunter x Hunter, this is going to be a bit of a challenge. Thankfully, I'm the most talented D&D character builder in a family of legendary D&D character builders, so this should be a piece of cake.
Will you do the fandango? Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening me.
Let's start off with our goals for this build. First, we gotta go fast, rolling around at the speed of sound, third Sonic reference. Next, we need lightning. Turns out if you get electrocuted enough, you get superpowers. I guess that's also the Flash's origin story, so yeah, okay, I'll allow it. Finally, we need to be OP. We're power building. If you're not power building Kilua, you're not building Kilua. You're building minorly wound you. For stats, we'll be using the standard point array from the player's handbook. Roll for stats if you want, just keep your multiclassing minimums in mind. Dexterity will be number 1. Kilua is the fastest kid in class, and that's a big deal in school. Remember how many times a fight at recess would be settled with, "Fine dude, race me." Wisdom after that, your senses are supercharged, probably from all that electricity you endured. Intelligence next, you're also pretty good at solving puzzles and outwitting opponents, though maybe they're just stupid. They are fighting you after all. Follow that up with Constitution. Some kids have a rough childhood, yours was literally torture. Strength is a bit low, it's just easy to fix up compared to other more important skills, and will dump Charisma. Unfortunately, Kilua is not all that intimidating. That is unfortunate for people who underestimate him. Kilua is a human, and for a feat, let's just fix up your low HP issue with the tough feat, giving you 2 extra HP for every level you have and every level you get. Bump your dexterity and intelligence with your 2 free points, take stealth for your skill of choice, and investigation and perception from your background because you're very observant. Finding weaknesses is great, even if you don't really need them because of all of your strengths. We'll kick things off as a monk for 2 skills from the monk list, like athletics and acrobatics, so you can master those physical challenges. You get martial arts here, letting you make your unarmed attacks with your dexterity modifier. They deal a d4 of damage as well, and you can make a second attack as a bonus action after you make one with your action. It's the fastest combo you can have at level 1. You can't be wearing armor, but kids don't tend to, so just enjoy unarmored defense, making your AC 10 plus your dexterity and wisdom modifier when you're not wearing armor. Gotta love those shorts. They're so comfy and easy to wear. Second level monks get unarmored movement, making you faster when you're not wearing armor. It will scale up as you level up in monk, so keep an eye on it. There aren't skateboards in D&D, but if there were, I'd call it unarmored movement. You also get key points you can use to do cool Nen stuff like Step of the Wind, letting you dash or disengage as a bonus action with doubled jump distance for even more speed. Patient Defense lets you dodge as a bonus action, enhancing your reflexes even further. Final option is Flurry of Blows, letting you make 2 unarmed strikes with your bonus action instead of 1. That's 3 attacks in a single round at level 2. It's the fastest you can get there. Third level monks can deflect missiles, letting you reduce the damage of incoming ranged attacks by 1d10 plus your dexterity modifier and monk level. If you drop the damage to 0, you can even throw the ammo back with a key point. Should make dodgeball pretty fun for you. You can also choose a monastic tradition. Way of the Ascendant Dragon will make you a draconic disciple, so you can change the damage of your unarmed attacks to acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison damage. Obviously, lightning is the most in-character option. You can also reroll 1 persuasion or intimidation check per long rest when it becomes a success, and speak draconic. Those are just fun little perks though. Breath of the Dragon lets you replace one of your attacks with an area of elemental damage, forcing a dexterity saving throw on creatures in a 20-foot cone or 30-foot line, dealing double your martial arts die in damage. You can use this an amount of times per long rest equal to your proficiency bonus for free. After that, it costs 2 key points. Since that's going to be using your wisdom modifier and will eventually cost you the 2 key points, I think punching might be better, especially because at 4th level monk, we're using our ability score improvement to bump our dexterity. I want to never get hit. I like Kilua too much, even if he's really good at taking hits. You also get slow fall, letting you reduce the damage from falling by 5 times your monk level as a reaction. So even if you're bounding through trees, you won't have to worry about breaking your legs when you drop. 5th level monks get an extra attack, letting you make 2 attacks with your action, or up to 4 with a flurry of blows. All of those will deal more damage since your monk die bumps up to a d6, and you'll technically have damaged variety to make sure you're always dealing damage to something. Technically speaking, Kilua should only be using lightning, but at home, use that variety, baby. It's so good. You also get Stunning Strike, letting you force a Constitution saving throw on a creature you hit with a weapon attack. Failing that, they're stunned until the start of your next turn. It only costs a key point, so make your Shocking Fist even more shocking. 6th level monks get Key Empowered Strikes, making your unarmed attacks magical in terms of overcoming resistances, which is just just another way to make sure your combos hit as hard as possible. As an Ascendant Dragon Monk, you also get Wings Unfurled, giving you a flying speed when you use your Step of the Wind, an amount of times per long rest equal to your proficiency bonus. Now, if only we had some more speed. To get more speed, we're jumping over to Wizard for cantrips and spells. Shocking Grasp is a melee spell attack that deals 2d8 lightning damage and prevents the target from taking reactions, letting you dash away unscathed. Lightning Lure forces a strength saving throw on a creature, pulling them 10 feet closer to you and dealing 2d8 lightning damage if they end their turn within 5 feet of you. The spell's range is 15 feet. I don't totally know why it's written that way, other than to screw over someone using Distance Spell from Sorcerer. Just seems kind of weird to me. For your first level spells, Long Strider and Jump add 10 feet to your movement speed and triple your jump distance respectively for even more movement. That would put you at 55 movement speed and give you a horizontal jump distance of 60 feet and 18 feet vertically with a Step of the Wind. It's almost another flying speed. Witch Bolt fires a ranged spell attack that deals 1d12 lightning damage and attaches for up to a minute, re-dealing that damage every round you maintain the concentration. Kinda falls off at this point, even compared to Shocking Grasp, but it's a lightning spell, and Kilua can do that, so here it is, gamers. Shield adds 5 to your AC as a reaction to protect yourself even further. Mage Armor makes your AC 13 plus your Dexterity modifier when you're not wearing armor. It means that you won't add your Wisdom modifier from unarmored defense anymore, but that should still be a little better at this point. Silvery Barbs is another defensive option, letting you taunt a creature to give them disadvantage on an attack roll, saving throw, or ability check, and if they fail, a creature within 30 feet of you gets advantage on an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. Obviously, give the buff to Gone. You kinda love that kid. Lots of spells, but for more spell slots, use Arcane Recovery to get back a number of spell slots equal to half your wizard level on a short rest. Second level wizards can turn the speed up even higher as a Bladesinger, letting you perform a blade song, or as I'm calling it, entering assassin mode. That adds your intelligence modifier to your AC, boosts your speed by 10 feet, gives you advantage on acrobatics checks, and you can add your intelligence modifier to your concentration checks as well. That'll be more important when we get concentration spells I want to use, but for now, just enjoy the extra everything. Blade songs are kind of OP. Also, we're not going assassin, just rip that band-aid off right now. Killua doesn't really use weapons, he just kind of punches people or turns his hands into claws. Unfortunately, that means no sneak attack, so assassin would be pointless. For this level spell, Absorb Elements lets you give yourself resistance to acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage as a reaction, then add a d6 of that damage to one attack next round. Can you imagine how silly it would be if someone tried to electrocute you? Big mistake. Cause Fear forces a wisdom saving throw on a creature, frightening them if they fail. For you, this is probably just telling them your last name. Third level wizards can learn second level spells. Alter Self lets you change yourself in some way. You can give yourself a swimming speed, change your appearance without illusion, or make yourself some natural weapons that are also unarmed attacks. These get +1 to attack and damage rolls, deal 1d6 piercing, slashing, or bludgeoning damage. Your choice. I think Kilua's claws are probably slashing. Rip some dude's heart out. It'll probably impress your new friends. Kinetic Jaunt will just make you faster, boosting your movement speed by 10. You don't provoke opportunity attacks and can move through other creature spaces without treating it like difficult terrain. This is a concentration spell, but Long Strider isn't. So you could use both for a 20-foot speed boost, in addition to your 15-foot speed boost from unarmored movement at this point. That's probably the fastest we're gonna get. Fourth level wizards get another ability score improvement. Most of the spells I want to use don't actually require your intelligence, so cap off your dexterity. We can invest in intelligence later. For this level spell, Mirror Image makes 3 illusory duplicates of yourself that can take hits for you. When a creature is trying to attack you, roll a d20. On a 6 or higher, they hit one of 3 duplicates. On an 8 or higher, it's one of 2, and on an 11 or higher, they hit the last duplicate. Those duplicates also have an AC equal to 10 plus your dexterity modifier, meaning you're so fast they might even miss your after images. No concentration required here, it's such a good defensive spell. Enhance ability gives a creature advantage on ability checks of certain types. If you choose strength, their carrying capacity is doubled. If you choose dexterity, they don't take falling damage from heights of 20 feet or less. And if you choose constitution, they get 2d6 temporary HP. Kilua is kinda good at everything, so pick the one that's most useful and enjoy those buffs for an hour, depending on your concentration. Or hit the 5th level wizard for 3rd level spells, like Haste, and just cast that, because it's my favorite spell. It also works really well for Kilua, doubling your movement speed, adding 2 to your AC, giving you advantage on dexterity saving throws, and an extra action to dash, disengage, hide, or make one more attack. After Long Strider, unarmored movement into Blade Song, doubling your movement speed comes out to 130 at this point, and it'll just get better if we go back to Monk. Maybe we will, who's to say. Also, it makes your AC 22 with a Blade Song and Mage Armor up, and you have a 5-hit combo with Flurry of Blows. Mixing Monk with an intelligence class might seem like a bad idea, but Haste on a Monk is so goddamn good, it doesn't matter that it's mad. These benefits last for a minute depending on your concentration, and when they end, you need to take a round off of actions and reactions. Lightning Bolt is a bigger Lightning Bolt, forcing a dexterity saving throw on creatures in a 100-foot line, dealing a d6 lightning damage to those that fail, half as much to those that succeed. If you can get the baddies to stand in a line for you, great, use this. Otherwise, I'd save the spell slots for speed. 6th level Bladesingers get an extra attack, which might seem stinky since they don't stack with the one from Monk, but Bladesinger extra attack is special. It lets you replace one attack with a cantrip, which means something like Blade Ward is not totally horrible. That'll give you resistance to bludgeoning, piercing and slashing damage for a round. Since you have martial arts, this can give you permanent physical resistance while still getting 2 attacks per round, or 3 with a flurry of blows, or 4 with a flurry of blows while hasted. Let's get more busted. The blink spell lets you move in and out of the material plane, rolling a d20 at the end of your turns. On an 11 or higher, you spend your time in the border ethereal plane, meaning nobody can hit you. The spell lasts for a minute and doesn't require concentration, so you can pair it with mirror image and haste as well, to be the fastest boy. Counterspell shuts down spells of 3rd level or lower automatically, and higher level spells with an intelligence check of 10 plus the spell's level. This is where the madness actually hurts us a little. Higher level spells might be difficult to shut down, but fireballs, not a problem. Not that they would have been anyway, since we're jumping back to monk and 7th level monks get evasion, letting you take half damage on failed dexterity saves and no damage on successful ones. Haste gives you advantage on these saves. Haha, haste monk, so good. Stillness of mind lets you remove the effects of charming or frightening as an action, giving you some steel will without dipping to ranger. Remember, we're power building this boy. 8th level monks get another ability score improvement. We could invest in intelligence for better AC while blade singing, but I have a better idea. The mobile feat adds 10 feet to your movement speed. Creatures who attack you with a melee attack can't make opportunity attacks against you, and you can dash over difficult terrain without losing speed. With haste, long strider, mobile, blade song, and unarmored movement, you've got 150 base movement speed, meaning you will be 150 feet away. You don't need AC if nobody can attack you. And you'll have 22 AC anyway, or 27 with a shield spell. And if they make a ranged attack, you can deflect it. And if that fails, you have the tough feat for a bunch of HP. And you could reduce that damage with Blade Ward if you don't mind doing 3 attacks instead of 4. And you could still make 4 attacks with a flurry of blows. 9th level monks get unarmored movement improvement, letting you move up walls and over water without falling in, as long as you end your turn somewhere solid. I guess you can't cross an ocean, but most ponds will be fine with your massive movement speed. 10th level monks get purity of body, making you immune to poison and disease, including poison damage. This child is a tank. Make this child even more tank at the 11th level of monk, since dragon monks get aspect of the worm, letting you make an aura for you and Gone within 10 feet of you. Creatures inside resist acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison damage for a minute, and when you activate it, creatures within 10 feet of you that are hostile make a wisdom saving throw. They're frightened of you if they fail. Frightened creatures can't willingly move closer to you, and you can move 150 feet away. God, I love this. You can pop this huge buff once per long rest for free. After that, it costs 3 key points. Your monk damage die also bumps up to a d8, and your dragon breath lightning AoE does 3d8 instead of 2. Buffs on buffs on buffs. Our wisdom still isn't all that great, so I just do a 4-hit combo with haste or 5 with a flurry. 12th level monks get another ability score improvement. More intelligence will buff your blade songs in several ways and make your wizard spells harder to resist. 13th level monks get tongue of the sun and moon, letting you communicate with all creatures that speak at least one language. Linguistics are obviously super important to an assassin. It's an international job. Our capstone is the 14th level of monk. I'm sure there's no way this ability will make you even more busted, but let's see here. Diamond Soul gives you proficiency with all saving throws. Huh. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now that we've hit level 20, let's figure out how viable this build is. First, you're untouchable with 23 AC after a blade song and haste, 28 if you use the shield spell. Resistance to a ton of damage types, deflect missiles to stop ranged attacks, a minimum of +5 to your saving throws, and a moderate-ish 150 HP depending on how you rolled. That's assuming you haven't used your massive speed to get out of the enemy range before darting back in to deal damage. Finally, you've got consistent combos with magical bludgeoning damage or lightning damage, or really any of the dragon damage types, but even magical bludgeoning and lightning should keep you covered. For weaknesses, even if you ignore resistances, your damage is kind of mediocre. 5d8 plus 25 is around 45 with median rolls. It's definitely not bad, but it's not a Nova smash. Your buffs also take a long time to apply. Haste, mirror image, blink, blade song, aspect of the worm, and mage armor all need to get going for you to be at your best. Finally, your skills are a bit lacking. We needed too many feats, so dexterity is kind of the only thing you're really good at. But yeah, the kid's a god. Gone can handle the skill checks, you handle the violence. Blast around really fast, never get hit, and have a great time. Just keep your buddies safe. It would be a shame if your closest friend was gone. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe for more. We make 2 videos every week. Join the Patreon to vote for Rengoku or Zenitsu from Demon Slayer, and sub to Tulok and Mango for more Tulok fun.